Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. Today we're just going to do a little short video and we're going to talk about a little bit of selection on a common tool in the garden. So let's get into it. The one common tool that's in everybody's garden is the water hose, whether it's a 25 foot, a 50 foot, 75 foot, or 100 foot. It's one of those tools that we all have. I have them stretched all over in here. Now, I've never found, I've had a lot of them that say no kink water hoses. And yes, we don't like to run down and have to go undo a kink while we're watering. But the ones that are actually that I found that are no kink are not good for the garden. And that's what I want to talk about today. I always, when I bought a 100-foot water hose, I would pay the extra to get a 3/4 inch hose. And the important thing about that was I wanted flow. And the more I started realizing, and where I have my walkways that are 2 foot wide, I start realizing that it wants to take out a lot of plants right next to the walkway because it does not bend good, especially if it's a kink-proof hose. You know, a lot of them say kink-free or kink-resistant. Don't believe it. They're all going to kink eventually, depending on how you have to use them. When you're dragging down a row in your garden, having to water plants, it's going to happen. They get just in the right situation, and it'll kink up. But anyway, my thing is that I want you new gardeners to know, don't waste your time buying a 3/4 inch hose unless you have the problem that your water spigot is way away from your garden and you've got to have a lot of hose to get to where your garden is. Your main hose, you might want to use a 3/4 inch. This hose here is 3/4 inch. And it doesn't bend like the rest. It still kinks up, even though it's a kink-free. It's like I say, they're not. And I just want you to not end up wasting your money paying that extra for that 3/4 inch unless you really need it. And this is from an experience. As you see, I have a lot of area that I garden, and I drag a lot of hoses around. I have water faucets at a bunch of different places, and I have these bars. Now I put these in, and I put PVC on a lot of them, and this helps when I'm dragging the hose, so it's not just rubbing on there. It's actually got a roller to help that make that curve. It's not a perfect system, but it does decrease the effort quite a bit. But when you have a situation to where you plant, if you plant real close to the edge, once these plants get bigger and you have a 3/4 inch hose and you go down, and when you start coming back, it tends to want to rub those plants. I know I had especially problem, and this hose is 5/8. I'm changing out all my hoses as they go out. But when my carrots were small, it was bad about wanting to rub my carrots off at the edge and kind of break them and damage them. So anyway, there's enough rambling. Like I say, the most important tool that all of you are going to use is going to be a water hose. And you want to make sure that you get one that's going to do the less damage in your garden, and that's going to be 5/8. Now, 1/2 inch to me is, you can get a 1/2 inch, but they're really too small. You can spend a little extra money, get you a better grade of hose. Make sure you don't leave your water on all the time. That's going to make your hose wear out faster. And now I use a 4-foot watering wand, and as you can see, the head on this thing has 1,000 holes in it. And that way, when I water, and I water overhead, I have good flow, but it doesn't spray out like a lot of your cheap ones. So if you're going to be watering and be gardening, take the time to do it right. Enjoy that gardening experience.